Welcome to today's view from my office window. Hi guys, good morning, welcome to the vlog. Today's episode, we still find ourselves in the Isle of Skye. We're at the most iconic part of the Isle of Skye, I would certainly say. What's the old Man of Storr there. Alarm set this morning, 4 o'clock. Arrived here at 4:45. It took us about 45 minutes to get up here. A bit of a trek, but it's certainly well worth it. Just take a look at that view, isn't that just awesome? It's as calm. I've been up here half a dozen times or so now, and this is the calmest I've actually seen it. If I'm honest, if I knew it was going to be this calm, I'd have brought my drone up here. A bit of a shame, but never mind. But snow-capped. Like I say, it's very rarely it snows here in the Isle of Skye, but today it's pretty special. But let me tell you something that's really super important though. What's really important about coming to a place like this and trekking up a mountainside is the amount of preparation that goes in to a day like today. For example, it's about eating healthily. Don't switch off, there's a reason for me saying this. Eating healthily and getting your body prepared for a hike up a mountain that quite literally takes you about an hour, and it is a hell of a slog. So what we actually did to prepare our bodies last night, we went into Portree, went to the curry house, had a chicken madras, rice and chips with some poppadoms, came back and had some ice cream after 2 pints of Cobra. That's what you call dedication to the art. Dedication. To go for a panoramic sweep this time around. Let me give you a couple of little tips when you do a panoramic sweep. Number one, try and do it in portrait mode. The reason why we do it in portrait mode, because when we stitch the pictures together, we've got more height in the image. Also, what's really important is just take time and get your preparation right. So now the spirit level on the tripod is level, the spirit level on the camera is level. When I actually move my camera from left to right, right to left, and do a complete sweep and do a complete pan, when we stitch that together in Photoshop, it'll just make life so much easier. By the way, the new stitching program on the last update is just absolutely brilliant. When you stitch about 8 or 9 pictures together, there's very little post-processing work that needs to be done after that. It is absolutely fantastic. So if you've never tried it, or if you haven't tried it yet, don't be afraid of doing it. Most important thing is, the best tip I can give you is, I'm going to focus a third of the way into the frame. Now I've focused a third of the way into the frame, I'm going to actually lock my focus, so that when I do a sweep from right to left, nothing changes. Of course, I'm in manual anyway. Make sure you overlap your pictures quite a bit as well, and also don't go too mad. Don't try and do a full 180-degree sweep. You can do, but you'll just end up with a very thin picture. Again, it's up to you. It's all subjective whether you like that or not. Before we head back down, I just thought I got to get this on camera. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear this, but don't ask me how I found this out. But there's nobody else around here, just Chris and I at this present moment in time. Listen to the acoustics here, listen. Yo-lay-hoo! If you can't hear it on there, it doesn't matter, because I won't put it in a video anyway. But if you can, that's just awesome. Yo-lay-hoo! Yo-lay-hoo!
You have a signal?
Yeah. Hello?
Hi Rachel, good morning, it's Gary.
Oh, how are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. You?
Where are you?
Listen, I've got a big problem with my cooker, it's not working.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you not hear me now?
Where are you?
The old Man of Storr, we're just walking down from it now.
Okay.
I've got a problem with the cooker.
You got a problem with the cooker?
Yeah, it's not working.
Right, I'll pop over.
No, what I meant to say, sorry, I've got nothing to cook on it. That's what I meant to say. You couldn't rustle us up a few, 3 full Englishes, please, could you?
I could do. I knew you were going to ask me on the day that I've got 8 breakfasts and they're all running late.
Oh, right, okay, alright, okay, doesn't matter.
When do you want it for?
We're going to be about 20 minutes, half an hour.
Or it'll be as long as you want, because come about 11 o'clock.
Oh. 11 o'clock?
Is that
Right.
too late?
No, it's not a problem at all.
Right then, okay.
Okay, I'll see you at 11 o'clock.
I'll make it for then, okay?
Cheers, bye-bye. Bye. Now, we mentioned about the preparation for your mind, body and soul before a big trip that we've made this morning up to the old Man of Storr. So hence the reason we went to the curry house last night. I've already mentioned it, I know, but went to the curry house last night, had a curry and some cobras, and then we had some beers when we got back to the digs, and eventually got to sleep at 12 o'clock and woke up this morning at 4 o'clock to climb up here. Now that's fantastic prep work. So obviously, isn't that right, Chris? Like a good athlete, you have to warm your body down as well. So to warm your body down now, we're going back to our digs for a full English. Oh, it's not easy being an athlete, you know. I tell you what, it's not easy being an athlete. We're at Kilt Rock. This is the 3rd attempt to fly my drone. The first time I couldn't fly it because of the rain and the wind, and the second time I couldn't fly it, which was yesterday, because of the snow, the sleet, the hail, and surprisingly the wind again. We've turned up on what's obviously the nicest day of the year. It's almost sunglasses and t-shirt weather. It's unbelievable. And guess what? I can't fly it again because of these guys. I think they're training, but there's a police and a coast guard, helicopters, and everything kicking off down here. So fingers crossed there's nothing serious. So on to the next location. See, now that's what you call dedication. Up to her knees in water, and she's breaking down reeds as well. That's what you got to do sometimes. It's what you got to do. So hi guys, welcome to the vlog, or welcome to another day here on the Isle of Skye. I'm not sure whether this is going to be added to yesterday's vlog as highlights, or if it's going to be a new day. I'm not really sure. Took loads of good pictures yesterday, loads of film time as well, so fingers crossed I might get a separate blog from that, or vlog from that one yesterday. But started the day off this morning, went up to the Quiraings to try and catch a sunrise. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. We got some nice shots, but it kind of teased us a bit. The light was shining through the clouds. There's a little tiny bit of red there. It just teased us, but it just wasn't there, unfortunately. But we are in an amazing area. To be fair, it's only literally 10 minutes away from our digs where we're stopping. But if you come away from the old Man of Storr, quite a way back from the old Man of Storr, literally about 3 or 4 miles back, then you've got a fantastic view looking forward. So what we're actually doing now, then, I'm isolating something in the foreground. We've got a lovely island, midpoint, and of course in the background then we've got the old Man of Storr, and it's really good. So trying a few different things today. One thing I do like to do, not sure whether you like it or not, comment below if you want to, it's entirely up to you. I want to smooth the water out, so we're going to go for a 30-second exposure. just to smooth that water right out. But then what I'm going to do, because obviously I'm going to get movement in the clouds as well, I'm then going to take a faster shutter speed picture just to freeze the clouds, and I'm going to combine the two because I quite like doing that. But it's entirely up to you whether you like it or not. This would definitely make a nice black and white because it's kind of mean and moody. So like I say, so just to give you my setup at this present moment in time, got my big 10 stopper on there, 0.9 grad as well to bring that detail down in the sky. If you look at that sky there, you can see all the detail and drama in that sky. And what I'm trying to do, I've zoomed in quite tight to this area here. If I actually zoom in so you guys can see roughly what I'm looking at that picture roughly there, okay? So this area here, I've isolated that as my foreground, midpoint, and of course there's the old Man of Storr at the back. Combine all this with a 30-second long exposure to milk that water out there, flatten it all down, because it's nice if we had a natural reflection off that water, but it's quite windy, so unfortunately we haven't. Then of course in the background we've got the old Man of Storr, and I'm going to freeze that sky, combine them, and we're going to see what that looks like. There you go. The trials and tribulation, the things we go through. It doesn't stop, look. It doesn't stop. We've returned back to Sligachan where the old bridge is. It's such a great location. Don't switch off by the way just now because we're not photographing that because we did that on Monday. But what we didn't have a chance to do was actually go to the other side of the bridge where the free-flowing river was, so that we could take some long exposure shots with the water, with the fantastic snow-capped mountains in the background. But this is the beauty really of landscape photography. Just don't dispel anything. I'm walking around thinking, right, do you know what? I'm guessing most people will probably be lazy and they'll just go the other side of that bridge, shoot up the mountain. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful, beautiful shot, but we got time today. So I thought, let's go further up the river and see what we can find. And I've just come across something I think has real potential. And of course, it's a case of framing it in camera and just seeing how that looks. Then snapping it and deciding later whether we like it or not. But I think potentially it's pretty cool. If I spin my camera around, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll talk you through what I'm thinking now in my own mind. Okay, so what I'm looking at is this tree. Let me just zoom in a second. Okay, can you see? Let me see if I can brighten that. There. Okay. That tree there, that's a lone tree just sticking up. And there's loads of these around the Isle of Skye. Now I really like that with the background, which is, if I zoom back out and then make it really dark or make it a lot darker. Right, can you see the background now? That's the hills and the mountains, the snow-capped ones. And I think between them both, we could probably make, get up. Something in my eye. Get off. Midge in my eye. I reckon pretty much something similar to what you see now. Oh, there's midges everywhere. I might come in just a little bit closer, focus on that lone tree that's there and probably create a silhouette. I might get some nice backlighting going on there as well, and I just think that'll be quite nice. The challenge at this present moment in time though is that the sun is pretty close to the top of those mountains. As much as it casts a nice light down directly down onto the mountains and on this side, which is pretty cool, the challenge we've got is zoom out. Why won't I zoom out? Sheesh, it really shouldn't be this difficult. Okay, so I think it'll be really nice. I think it'll make a fantastic shot. Kind of a bog in front of me as well. I'm not quite sure if I can maybe get a reflection with that as well. So what I'm thinking about now, like I say, the problem I've got is that with the sun that's there, I'm going to put some neutral density filters on there, don't get me wrong, try and bring that light down, but I'm going to try and snap that. But I do love this composition. I think it's really, really nice. That lone tree, making a nice dark silhouette in that picture, and in the background, just the most amazing backdrop, those snow-capped mountains. Let's grab that shot and let's see how we get on. Got Gotta tell you guys, I am super excited about this shot. It looks absolutely fantastic in camera. As you see, I'm squinting my eyes, so obviously we've got issues with the light going on here. So to overcome that, what I've done is I've got a 0.9 and a 0.6 grad on there to try and bring as much of that light down as I possibly can in the background. On top of that, I've also bracketed shots, so that's a good tip for you as well. If ever you think you might have light that's slightly challenging, bracket your shots. It's very easy to do actually if you're not quite sure how to do it. I'm sure if you YouTube it, there'll be some bright spark on there that'll explain it to you. But basically just go into your camera settings, set your camera to AEB, which stands for auto exposure bracketing. Of course, a lot of modern cameras nowadays have HDR settings, so it's the same thing. Either shoot 3 or 5 different exposures. I generally shoot 5 different exposures at 2 stops of light under and over on each shot. Very automated, very easy, very simple to post-produce, but I want to give myself a few options. Something else I've done with this shot as well, which I think might work. I'm going to give it a try. We'll just have to wait and see in post-production. That's what I'd rather do. If I'm here, I'm thinking I really want to nail this shot. Don't just take one. Have a few ideas and go through them. So, for example, I've shot this isolating the tree with 2 peaks of the mountain in the background. Oh, wind's getting up a bit now, hopefully you guys can hear. And when I've isolated the tree in the background, I've actually shot wide open, so I've actually shot 5.6, blurring the background out. Now I've also shot the same thing at f16, concentrating, focusing on the tree, and then, so I can focus, stack it, focused on the mountains in the background as well. So that's given me some options. When I go back to the studio, I can post-process that work. And that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather do that. I can see it in my own mind how it's going to look, but of course it's very, very difficult looking at the back of the screen while you're staring straight into the sun. Another great idea as well is, if you use the live view like most photographers do, or most landscape photographers do, just be very careful. When you're looking at the back of your screen on a bright sunny day, the screen will look dark, so your pictures will look dark, and what a lot of photographers will tend to do, you'll tend to be tempted to overexpose your image when there's absolutely no need for it at all. So just let technology tell you when that light meter's in the middle, okay, then believe in it. Unless you really want to underexpose it or you want to overexpose it, of course, you know, only you'll know that. However, point I'm making is this: just because your pictures look dark while you're here in a bright sunlight, don't get carried away. Don't just naturally think they will be dark, because the chances are they really won't. But I'm super excited about this shot, super excited. As you can see by this time lapse, pretty challenging light, but you get better shots if it's more challenging. I love it. I love it.